Howdy. So last week I went to, week before, went to Lajamanu, which is about 900 k's from Darwin. And it's part of my job. I go out and help the schools with literacy. It's an amazing job, it's great. You get to see the country, you get to see the kids. And I taught 5 years in remote schools in the NTs. Really loved it. And now I get to help dozens of schools in much the same way. So it's fantastic. So I thought I'd make a video. Obviously I can't film in the schools and things like that, but you don't want to see that anyway. The bush and the countryside down around those areas is quite vast, huge cattle stations. So I took my drone and this new GoPro and took some footage, and let's see how it turned out. Check out something. So in the Northern Territory we have these well, this must be for the gay Mardi Gras or something. These are pretty cool termite mounds, they are. And this one obviously is that way inclined, and people like to dress them up, which I think's it's all right. It's kind of dumb. So they get pretty big. Like over this side of the road, there's another one. They'll go 3 or 4 meters high. So I'm about 6'5". Yeah. You can see how tall that is. So pretty amazing actually, and they're all through here, all around. All right, pretty groovy. Keep on trucking. This is why you always check your water. Yep. There's a heap of these along the way. I've seen about a dozen, I reckon. More than usual. It's a Toyota, that's unusual. I don't know, it's an old Prado, I think. Yeah, so don't drink and drive. Must have left the heater on or something. That's what might happen to you if you're not careful. You gotta look after your cars. You gotta look after your cars. Right, let's go for a walk. We're going to stroll around. Where are we? Top Springs. Sorry, I just had a huge meal. Good meal, thanks Tuppo. There's a fella here called Tuppence. Come and say good day to him. You get the usual yarn and a beer, but it's good tucker. And yeah, let's go for a walk. Look at that. I love this time of day in the bush. There's something about sunrises and sunsets, isn't there? Maybe it reminds us of our birth and our death or something. Don't know. I was lucky enough to grow up in Alice Springs, where you had lots of space, and you had to drive 1,500 kilometres either direction, north or south I should say, to get to a bigger town. It's 1,000 miles for you other mob. And so you did, you know, you did that from when you were 16, 17. I drove to Darwin when I was 17 in a 1963 EJ Holden, and it broke down. Mum said, "You're not driving that there." I said, "Yeah, it'll be right." And yeah, we broke down. Well, I broke down, and this fella, it was about this time of day. I was cruising along, I was listening to music, everything was wicked. And I had the stereo pumping. Then I realised that I was rolling. So the engine had stopped, stereo was still going. And I came to a stop in the middle of nowhere, a bit like this. I thought, Mum was right, shouldn't have driven. Anyway, this guy pulls up in a latest model Range Rover, $100,000 car, and he said, "You need a hand," and he towed me about 110 k's, I reckon it was. I was right in between two stops. It was about 110 one way, and it was about 120 back the other way or something. And he towed me all that way, and he told me later that he obviously was loaded. He had this amazing four-wheel drive. He had every rescue gear you've ever seen still in the packet, and he was just driving around Australia. And he had the same car when he was young. He had a 1963 EJ Holden. Yeah, wagon, it was blue. Great car. I wonder where it is now. Anyway. And then one wire came off, so I screwed it back on. It was the wire off the coil, and she started first time, and off we went. Never saw that guy again, but it was a stroke of luck. I'm out there. Well, I guess they call that the Never Never. What's the time? 5:21. Off we go. Thank you, Top Springs, again. Thanks, Tuppence. He's a good fella. So, as I always say, win the morning, win the day. And don't drink coffee. I'm telling you, don't drink it. It's the key. I haven't had a coffee in 5 days, 6 days. And you feel better every time. You will definitely sleep better. None of this, oh no, I can't have coffee after 3 p.m. or whatever. Don't have it at all. It's a false energy. I'm not saying I'll never have one again, because I definitely will. But only if you seriously need it, you know, if you're on a long drive and you're going to fall asleep and die, then yeah, you can grab one. but I honestly believe 289 to Catherine it is. I don't know, it's just my own personal view, but I feel better every single day I don't have one. You sleep better and you wake up better because you sleep better, right? So I went to bed, you know, gosh, I was asleep by 9, I reckon. Slept all the way through, and got up at before. I woke up at 2:37 actually, and thought it was time to get up. And what I know, at least with me, if I don't drink coffee, you must rest a lot better, because initially when you first give it up, I keep waking up at 2:30 in the morning because my body's going, okay, we're ready, let's go. But I think it feels like it's time to get up. And then you go back to sleep, and yeah, I woke up again at 5 o'clock and I feel amazing. It's great. It's just a hint. I know you know it's hard to give up coffee and we need it, and I think it's disappointing that in this world we've created an economy that's basically, you know, probably wouldn't survive without the use of a drug, and that's coffee. I'm telling you, don't drink it. It's the key. I haven't had a coffee in 5 days, 6 days. And you feel better every time. You will definitely sleep better. None of this, oh no, I can't have coffee after 3 p.m. or whatever. Don't have it at all. It's a false energy. I'm not saying I'll never have one again, because I definitely will. But only when, if you seriously need it, you know, if you're on a long drive and you're going to fall asleep and die, then yeah, you can grab one. But I honestly believe, I don't know, it's just my own personal view, but I feel better every single day I don't have one. You sleep better and you wake up better because you sleep better, right? So I went to bed, you know, gosh, I was asleep by 9, I reckon. Slept all the way through, and got up at before. I woke up at 2:37 actually, and thought it was time to get up. And what I know, at least with me, if I don't drink coffee, you must rest a lot better, because initially when you first give it up, I keep waking up at 2:30 in the morning because my body's going, okay, we're ready, let's go. But I think it feels like it's time to get up. And then you go back to sleep, and yeah, I woke up again at 5 o'clock and I feel amazing. It's great. It's just a hint. I know you know it's hard to give up coffee and we need it, and I think it's disappointing that in this world we've created an economy that's basically, you know, probably wouldn't survive without the use of a drug, and that's coffee. That's it. We'll keep on cruising. If I see anything cool on the way, we'll film it. Maybe get the drone out if it's going to be a nice sunrise. I'm miles ahead of the game, time-wise. And I'll see you guys on the flippity. Yeah, or that means a little bit later. Okay. See you then. No. Oh, it's dead. Damn. This is an olive python. Far out. Well, I guess someone ran it over. That's a real shame. Hey buddy. Bit slow. Well, that's how long he is. Let's have a look. So these lines in the middle of the road, contrary to popular belief, they're about 9 feet long. Yeah. Well, that's pretty bloody sad actually. Bugger. But they're not renowned for their road sense. We'll put him over here. He might become the breakfast for an eagle or something, which I guess is, well, if something's gonna eat you, we'll put him next to an ant nest. If something's gonna eat you, you want it to be an eagle, don't you? Anyway, olive python. Better luck next time, buddy. There's a note if you're driving, especially at night, because these guys love the road because it holds the heat. It's a heat sink. But what happens is the insects get attracted to the lights of the cars, and they get killed by the cars. And you get little marsupial mice, which are carnivorous. They eat scorpions and things. They're pretty insane. They're great little fellas. And they come to the road, and so the snakes come to the road, and then they get run over, and that's what happens. So obviously lots of things happen at night in the bush. So if you can remember to be careful, go a bit slower. Only do 100 at night, even on a good road, just for the sake of not killing stuff. Anyway, olive python. Time to do that filming I forgot before. I'm going to climb to the top of there and try not to break my legs. See if I can get some droney stuff from the top. I'm trying to get that wraparound shot. Droning's a lot harder than it looks. Or either that or I'm a lot dumber than I seem. But anyway, it's pretty hot. And part of me was thinking, nah, just keep driving. But no, you got to do it. You don't want to get home and think, oh, I really should have done that. Anyway, let's see how we go. Well, I think that went pretty good. Pretty well. Climbed up there, got some droney shots. That wind is keeping things a bit cooler. I think the GoPro keeps getting too hot, shutting down, so I don't know how much of that you've got. But anyway, see if this car will start. It was beeping at me before. Let's see what happens. Catch you soon. Fair income. This is why I wouldn't buy a bloody new car. I don't know what that beep is. And then if you shut the door, there's another one. Oh, it's all covered. I know it's probably really simple. Oh, it's in neutral. Is that what it is? Oh, thanks for looking after me, car. Jeez. It's not that serious, is it? There's another bit while the door's open. Oh, God. Now what the... God, these things suck. This is the road between Kalkarinji and Lajamanu. It's not bad actually. I can sit on 100 in this awesome car. I let the tyres down a bit to 28. They were 40, which is way, way too much. You know, thrifty fellas, you should know better. My advice to you, you're better off running them low at if someone says to you, I'm taking it out bush, lower them down to 25. And let them drive on the bitumen on 25. It's not going to kill them. But what might kill them is if they explode on this because you had 40 psi in them. That's just my opinion, but you've got to think about that. Even though I'm working, I bring this little thing. Right, it's a tyre deflator made by ARB, but other guys make them, and you can let the tyres down really, really quickly. Okay, it takes about 10 seconds to set them down to whatever you like. So on this sort of stuff, seriously, 25, like you can sit on 100, it's a very comfy car, but don't let that fool you. Remember, you're never too far away from a really crappy situation in the bush. Imagine blowing a tyre out here, having to change it yourself. 38 degrees, don't know. Anyway, rant over. Let's go to Top Springs. Well, I just crossed this pretty cool looking river. I don't really know what's down there. It looks tropical and that. This area is pretty fascinating to me because it feels dry. It feels almost like Central Australia, but we're quite a way north of there. We're north of laterally a place called Three Ways, which is on the Stuart Highway, so we're a few hundred k's. And there is so many. They're fork-tailed kites, a lot of those, if you can see their tails. So, I don't know, it's like the land that time forgot, or something. So that's pretty new. But you can imagine, look, they don't build things like that unless this gets really flooded. So let's just see if we can get down there. I suppose the only thing about here would be pigs. I just heard a noise now. I don't fancy running into a wild pig without any protection. Well, that to me, I don't know what that means. Normally it would mean something dead, but there would be 100 of those birds. So I don't know why there would be so many in one place. Oh, how do you get through? You know when you're little and you go through barbed wire fences? That's easy. I keep hearing noises. You never know. Anyway, pretty interesting place. I'm checking it if I have to climb a tree. It's a good idea to make some noise. getting late in the day, so any animals that would be coming to drink, I think they'd be coming now. I don't know. Lots of grasshoppers. Oh. Did I get that on film? Definitely something in there. Yeah. I don't want to risk that. Anyway. It's probably ruse. But if it's not, if it's a big pig or something. Never know. Anyway, we'll see if I got that on footage. These palms here, I guess it's pretty, it's not tropical here, but as I was saying, it's pretty interesting sort of environment. It can be really dry, it can be really wet. You get green tree frogs here, but then you also get areas that look like they haven't had rain for years. And you know, you get palms like these, probably similar, probably related somewhere, down in Central Australia. That one there, see that tall one? That's Melaleuca. That's tea tree. They grow all around Australia. The Aboriginal people used to use the leaves to put them over the humpy. What is going on down there? Yeah, the Aboriginals used to use them on the roof of their humpy because the oil, the tea tree oil you would have heard of, it repels water from the rain. There's definitely things running around. Oh, there it is. Right in front. I'm going to zoom in on that. Awesome. Yeah. That was pretty cool. Well, at least we know it wasn't pigs. Which makes me wish I'd have gone a bit further in now. Oh. When I was a kid, I was climbing through over a barbed wire fence. Oh. And it got stuck. I hooked my groin on it. I was stuck there. Just on my uncle's farm. And everyone freaked out because I was hooked up. I couldn't move. I was crying. It was blood. Survived though. Toughed it out. Anyway, that was a little oasis. And in the rural parts of Australia, mainly the NT in Western Australia, we have big roads with big trucks, and every now and again when you're on the highway, a truck will come up and say, get off the road, there's a real big truck coming. And that's what I just got. So let's have a look what it is. Might be something really interesting, I don't know. Let's hope so. This might just be the warning truck. It is too. Let's see what it is. It's probably going to be a mining truck or a tank or something. Shit. Yeah, it's somebody's house. And I mean their whole house. So I'm getting right off. Shit. Holy shit, how is that even allowed? I thought I was a bit close to the road then. Well, that's pretty crazy. This is the Stuart Highway. You ever stood in the middle of a highway? It's kind of an eerie feeling. This is the Stuart Highway, runs from Adelaide, which is that way, to Darwin that way. It's about, it's probably 3,500 kilometres long. It's at 2,000 miles. And so John McDowell Stuart, he actually walked from basically country Victoria all the way up to where, roughly sort of where Darwin is. He walked with a huge group of fellas. Took him 2 years. Imagine walking through that for 2 years. Well, not even that, you know, through the deserts, up into the tropics. And he walked through there. Pretty crazy. Well done, John. And after that, he paved the way for the overland telegraph line and the cattle industry and everything like that. He was the first guy to get through. Well, that's Emerald Springs. I like it there. Got a cup of tea. We're about an hour and a half from home. Shit. How do I hit that rock? It's a bit close. Alright, on we go. Well folks, that's pretty much what I do. I go out in the bush, I help the teachers, and then I come back. Hope you liked the video, and the drone footage and the new GoPro stuff and all of that. Subscribe if you like. It's the first time I've said that. Seems kind of wanky, but anyway, if you like it, do it, and there might be some more. All right, catch you later guys.